Welcome to the sixth series of brand marketing for Semester 9 students of LJ Integrated MBA. I, Dr. Susmita Suggala, will be taking you through the concepts of how to build a brand and how to create customer value. How is a brand built? There are different models to build a brand. The most common being the brand resonance model. This model is also popularly known as the Keller's brand equity model or the customer-based brand equity model. The basic steps which are followed to build a brand are four. The first step being is to first create a brand identity. So we ask the question, who are you? The second is to create a brand meaning. Here we are trying to ask the person, what are you? What is it that you do so that the customer is able to know what you are? The third step is, what about you and me? How do I feel about you? It could be the good or bad feelings. So it is basically brand responses. The fourth is, what about you and me? So here we are trying to discuss about the relationship. I would like to have you with me. I cannot live without this particular brand. This is my basic necessity. I am highly loyal to that brand. So this is about the relationship. What about you and me with that particular brand? The brand resonance model tells the marketer what relationship the customer has with the product and how it is able to relate to it. It refers to the psychological connection of the customer with the brand and how easily they are able to relate or recall that particular product or brand. Now this brand equity model, this illustrates 4 steps of 6 building blocks. As you can see in the figure itself, the 6 building blocks are salience, imagery, performance, judgments and feelings, and resonance. Now this you would see is the business should take these steps in order to develop a successful and a strong brand. Now the brand resonance model, this also views brand building as a series of steps which are taken from the bottom to the top, the ascending order. Now these steps can be described as below. Here, the first step is to create an identification of brand with the customers and build an association with the brand in the customer's mind. This could be with a specific customer need, or you can put the product in a specific product class. Here, what you are trying to tell them is who you are. In the second step, you are trying to build a brand meaning. You're establishing that brand meaning in the customer's mind by linking numerous tangibles and intangible brand associations so that people would know about you. In the third step, we would be eliciting proper customer responses, which means you're drawing some reactions from the customer and these could be termed as the brand judgments or feelings. That is what they feel about you, good or bad, whatever, it is a feeling, a judgment that has to be done at this third stage. The fourth is converting brand responses to create an intense, active loyalty relationship between the customer and the brand. So it is about what about you and me? What is our relationship? Can you do without me? Am I that important to you? Is what the company wants to create a relationship with the customer for that particular brand. According to the brand resonance pyramid, enacting the 4 steps involves establishing the 6 brand building blocks as given here. Now, these brand building blocks, they can be made into the shape or assembled in terms of a pyramid. This is called the brand pyramid here. Now the model emphasizes on the duality of brands. The left side denotes the rational route to the brand building, and the right side, it denotes the emotional route to brand building. Now, this might be difficult for certain people to understand what is this rational and emotional. Let us understand that better with the help of an example. We have often heard during many advertisements or from people that there is a MasterCard which can be used for any transaction. This MasterCard has a duality emphasis, both a rational advantage and the emotional advantage. Now, the rational side says that this is accepted worldwide and has the emotional advantage through its award-winning priceless advertisements. Now, this campaign shows people buying items to reach a certain goal. The goal itself is a feeling, an accomplishment, or other intangible aspects. Now, this is priceless. So it says, the tagline goes, there are some things money can't buy. For everything else, there is MasterCard. Let us now understand the 6 building blocks separately, what they stand for. The first being brand salience. This is how often and how easily the brand comes to the mind of the customer during the various purchase situations, or whenever there is a situation when they want to use that particular product. Brand performance, this relates to how the product or service meets the customer's functional needs. Brand imagery, this deals with the extrinsic properties of the product or service, which includes the way in which a brand this attempts to meet the customer's psychological or the social needs. Now the brand judgments, this focuses on the personal opinion and evaluations of the person after he uses or after he hears about the product. Brand feelings, these are customers' emotional responses and reactions with respect to the brand. This could be warmth, happiness, security, and more. Brand resonance, this refers to the nature of relationship that customers have with the brand and the extent to which customers feel that they are in sync with that brand. They feel that they would not be able to buy any other brand but this, that is customer loyalty. Resonance is generally characterized with the intensity of the depth of that psychological bond that customers have developed with that brand, and it also gives the level of activity that is engendered by this loyalty. We can take the example of Harley Davidson, an example of high resonance, or Apple and eBay. The brand resonance model here, it provides a yardstick by which brands can assess their progress in their brand building efforts, as well as guide the marketing initiatives or the activities which have been taken for the. After seeing the 6 blocks of brand building and the various roles that it plays, let us go a little more further to understand the sub-dimensions of this brand resonance pyramid. The first stage is the brand salience stage. This is the first step. Now, in this step, the efforts are made by marketers to ensure that this particular brand gets noticed in a cluttered market. Now you would notice that the brand salience for Apple is much higher than the salience for Nokia. Generally, the effort that is made is through celebrity endorsements to bring that notice to that particular product. Now, to bring celebrity endorsements or to have effective celebrity endorsements, the marketer must first target the segment, so which means he needs to identify proper market segments and then target it for an effective celebrity endorsement strategy that he applies. Basic rule being to get noticed in a cluttered market. Now, What sort of questions would you be asking in such a situation so that you will be able to judge that the brand salience is high or not? What brands of product category can you think of? Have you heard of these brands? Which brand might you use under these following situations? How frequently do you think of this brand? In the second stage, the brand meaning, this is divided into two blocks, or you could say two categories. That is the brand image and the brand performance. Now, under these categories, we are trying to see the association that exists in the customer's mind, which is related to the performance and image of that particular brand. The associations can be formed either directly through customer experiences and contact with the brand, or it could be indirectly through the portrayal of branding in advertisements, or maybe word of mouth, or how people talk about it. Research has been able to highlight that the stage of points of parity and the points of difference should be highlighted at this stage. Now, brand performance, this highlights the reliability and durability of the core values as a company. For example, for any clothes brand, you could say that simplicity and utility is the attribute or the core value of that brand. Under brand image, here you are trying to talk about the time and services that you are giving for that particular brand which is giving to the organization, or how it is helping out the society. So customers feel immersed in the charitable aspect of their purchase, which enables them to feel the parity responses for helping the environment. They are able to see the user profile and the personality and connect with it. Then comes some questions that could be asked here. How effective is the brand service? Does it completely satisfy your requirement? How reliable is the brand? How durable is the brand? To what extent do you admire your brand? How much do you like the people who use this brand? In the third stage of the model, brand response is taken into account. Here again, it could be two categories, judgments or feelings. So here we are talking about the customer's response to a brand, which states what customers think of or feel about the brand. This brand, like I said, is divided into feelings or judgments, where judgments would include overall quality, credibility and superiority and considerations, while the feelings would include the customer's emotional responses and reactions to a brand. In order to build a strong brand, both judgments and feelings must be considered. A brand building activity which could make a brand stronger is advertisements. This emotional responses and reactions, this can generally be generated through these advertisements. The 6 feelings that is most important that has been categorized by marketers are warmth, fun, excitement, social approval, security, and self-respect. The questions that can be answered over here are: what is an overall opinion of the brand? How good a value is this brand to you? How much do you trust the maker of this brand? And how personality is relevant to the brand and you? Will you recommend this brand to anyone else? Does this brand give you a feeling of warmth, security, self-respect, and so on? The last block, the fourth block, is the brand resonance. This is the final stage of the model and definitely the most desirable stage that any company or a marketer would like to achieve. This is the nature of relationship that customers have with the brand. It can be taken down into 4 stages, that is the loyalty, the attitude attachment that you have, the sense of community, and the active engagement. Now, according to Keller, brand resonance, this is the key to developing a deep attachment and also evoking strong emotions. Harley Davidson is a brand which has established a very strong brand by using this principle. Its customers are extremely loyal and around 45% of owners have previously owned a Harley. There is a sense of community due to the fact that they have a global Harley owners group which organizes events for its members who enjoy the benefits, and a touring guidebook which again is beneficial to that particular group and who would love to be associated with the same. So the company has been able to create this group of enthusiasts from young children to the elderly. The questions that could be asked here: I buy this brand whenever I can. This brand is special to me and I will miss it if it went away. I really identify with the people who use this brand. I really want to talk about this brand and always am interested to learn anything new that comes up new about this brand. In conclusion, both the brand resonance model and the brand equity guide are the brand building activities. You can further relate to an example how brand Mercedes uses the brand resonance model to build its brand equity. Here is a brand resonance of Mercedes, which is helping to understand the brand equity of Mercedes. So the 6 building blocks or the sub-dimensions of each of these blocks is now trying to figure out how Mercedes is perceived by the customers and what is the brand salience, the brand image, the performance, feelings, judgments, and resonance that a customer has for this particular brand. Coming to the next section, that is creating customer value. Now the customer value is as per the perception of a product or service which the customer sees worth of. Now this is how the customer perceives is the value or the worth in respect or in comparison to a substitute or to another product of the same. Now sometimes he also tries to feel that he has got benefits and services over what he has paid. That also becomes the value. In a simplistic equation form, maybe customer value can be defined as benefits minus cost that the customer is incurring. Thirdly, customer pay is not only the price, but it is also the time and the effort and energy that he has put in, which are not price items for building that value. Convenience is another such non-price item. The benefits that include the advantages of quality of the product service, image and the brand of the company of the product, values, experiences, success one gets in using the product, and so on. Customer equity is defined as the optimal balance between what the customer spends on the customer acquisition and what they spend on customer retention. There are some guidelines which are used to maximize these customer equity. One is to invest in highest value which the customer sees, focus on the product which you're giving to the customer, add-on sales, increase cross-selling. You can also reduce the acquisition costs, relate branding to customer equity, and monitor the retainability of customers, how you can retain them and keep them. And again, the marketing plans for customer acquisition and for retaining customers should be 2 different plans that you are making. These are some books of reference which has been used to help me prepare these notes. We have discussed the brand resonance model at depth as defined by this GTU syllabus requirement, but there are also other models for building brand equity, that is the brand asset valuator model, the ACAR model, and the brands model. Now all these are used to build brand equity, but as the syllabus has defined it, we have only taken up brand resonance. These models which I have just mentioned can be looked up, these references, and people who wish to learn can refer and learn the same. Thank you.